YNR spoilers reveal Billy and Nick's dangerous rescue. Race against time. Things are moving fast and full of tension as Billy and Nick Newman are determined to carry out a dangerous rescue. They discover that Phyllis and Sharon have been kidnapped and must find a way to rescue them before it's too late. The search begins when Billy and Nick receive important information from a public camera, revealing the location of the kidnapper and the vehicle transporting the two women out of the city. Determined not to lose their loved ones, Billy and Nick immediately embark on an investigation, monitoring the images recorded by the security cameras. Every second, every minute that passes is like a race against time. They must quickly find the kidnapper's destination to prevent Phyllis and Sharon from falling into the hands of evil. This is not only a life-saving mission but also a great challenge for the spirit and intelligence of both men. They are getting closer to their captor, but the difficulties ahead are still unpredictable. Meanwhile, Sharon and Phyllis are facing an extremely dangerous situation. Locked in a closed space, with no hope of escape, both women must find a way to deal with the kidnapper. Sharon, always a cool-headed and sharp-witted person, notices something strange in the room they are being held in. She realizes that this is not just a normal kidnapping but also a psychological game that the kidnapper wants to challenge them. When Phyllis is poisoned while they are being held, Sharon has no choice but to find a way to rescue Phyllis before she loses her life. With time running out, Sharon is faced with a difficult puzzle to solve. This puzzle requires not only intelligence but also extreme concentration and patience. Eventually, Sharon solves the puzzle and figures out exactly what antidote Phyllis needs. This is a major turning point, but the peace doesn't last long. The antidote and the ensuing troubles. When Sharon finds the antidote, she thinks she's out of danger, but the trouble isn't over yet. The kidnapper, having figured out Sharon's plan, reacts and sets an elaborate trap to trap them. The kidnapper doesn't just want to capture them, he wants to make them feel like failures, toying with their human frailties in an extremely dire situation. Phyllis and Sharon have no choice but to try to take control of the situation. They have to work together, fixing every little problem while the kidnapper watches their every move. However, their plan doesn't go smoothly. All their efforts seem to only make the situation more dangerous, as the kidnapper has anticipated their every move. The trap and the danger approaching the kidnapper has prepared an extremely dangerous trap. Sharon and Phyllis, although they have found the antidote and have a little hope, but when they think they have escaped danger, they are drawn into another plan. The trap set by the kidnapper not only puts them in a more difficult situation, but also endangers their lives. Once again, Sharon and Phyllis will have to rely on their intelligence and solidarity to find a way out of this deadly situation. The tension between the two women will be pushed to the climax when each decision can be life or death. Phyllis, with her strong and never-yielding nature, will not give up easily, but Sharon, with her calmness and ability to think deeply, may be the one to come up with the final solution. Race to the end as Billy and Nick frantically search for the kidnapper, the tension builds. Their rescue will not be easy, but love and determination may be the key to saving Sharon and Phyllis before it's too late. As Billy and Nick run out of time, they must face a heartbreaking truth: every passing minute could put Phyllis and Sharon in irreversible danger. However, hope never fades, and eventually, with the help of modern investigative tools and the determination of the two men, they arrive in time to save the two women. But can they stop the kidnapper before it's too late? The Young and the Restless. Tensions are rising as Phyllis and Sharon are kidnapped and held captive by a vicious killer. Despite their dangerous situation, these two women are not easily defeated. While they struggle to survive throughout the week of March 10th to 14th, a major investigation led by Chance Chancellor continues, determined to bring the kidnapper to light. The events that occur in this tense setting have caused many conflicts in relationships. Every decision and action of the characters on The Young and the Restless can change the course of the story. At the same time, the family relationships and feelings between the characters are gradually revealing complex secrets and emotions, creating unpredictable twists. Chance continues investigation. Some are worried while Phyllis and Sharon are still in danger. Chance Chancellor continues his investigation, relentlessly searching for clues about the kidnapper. He knows that Phyllis and Sharon's lives are hanging in the balance, and every minute counts. Saving them is not only a responsibility but also something personal for Chance, as he had a close relationship with Phyllis and always felt responsible for protecting the women he loves. However, things are not simple when Chance faces obstacles in the investigation. When Daniel Romolotti approaches Chance to ask about the situation, this only adds to the pressure on Chance. Daniel wants to know the latest information on the search for Phyllis and Sharon, unable to hide his concern for his mother's safety. Chance, nervous, shared a bit of information but couldn't say too much, as he still didn't have much evidence of the kidnapper or his motive. At the same time, Summer Newman, Phyllis's daughter, couldn't sit still. She was constantly worried about her mother, and she went to Chance to ask for any information he could about Phyllis's situation. Summer's anxiety and uncertainty made it impossible for her to focus on anything else, especially when things seemed to be getting out of hand. Chance, despite his own investigation, tried to comfort Summer in her confusion. He understood that comforting Summer could help ease her worries at this time. However, in Summer's heart, it seemed that her worries about her mother couldn't be easily dispelled. Despite Chance's efforts to help, Summer still feels a distance in their relationship, as she still can't fully trust Chance to replace the absence of Kyle Abbott, the person she really wants to be with. Summer ruins Kyle and Claire's special night while Chance tries to help Summer and find important information about the kidnapping. Kyle Abbott and Summer's relationship is facing major challenges. Summer can't help but feel jealous of Kyle's time and attention to Claire, his current girlfriend. Despite being separated from Kyle for a long time, Summer can't help but feel a strong connection to him. Even though she knows that Kyle and Claire's relationship is going well, Summer still can't shake the feeling of wanting to steal Kyle's attention. Deep down, Summer knows that she hasn't completely given up on Kyle. Although she may appear happy and normal around Chance, she can't help but think about Kyle. When she notices that Kyle and Claire are having a special night, Summer decides not to let it go. She begins to sabotage their private moments, trying to get Kyle to pay more attention to her than Claire. With elaborate schemes, Summer begins to find ways to interfere in Kyle's life, causing tension between him and Claire. Summer's actions become more and more aggressive, causing Kyle and Claire's relationship to begin to falter. Claire, despite trying her best to maintain her feelings for Kyle, can't help but feel the change in Kyle's attitude, as he begins to pay more attention to Summer. Signs of fatigue and insecurity appear in Claire's eyes, and she begins to wonder if Summer is deliberately trying to ruin their relationship. Conflict and complicated relationships. The relationship between Kyle, Summer, and Claire becomes more complicated when Summer begins to make clear moves to draw Kyle towards her. She is no longer just a close friend to Kyle but a woman determined to win his heart back. Meanwhile, Claire, despite loving Kyle, cannot help but feel insecure when she sees Summer constantly appearing, trying to draw Kyle's attention to herself. This situation puts Kyle in a difficult position. Although he still cares for and loves Claire, Summer continues to test his resolve. Feelings of conflict between the two women in his life grow, and Kyle is faced with making a difficult decision about his feelings. Things get more complicated when Summer, sensing that Claire doesn't seem strong enough to keep Kyle, becomes more aggressive in her bid for his affection. Every time Kyle gets close to Claire, Summer tries to sabotage him, making things more difficult for all three. The race against time and romance. As Chance's investigation continues with less than encouraging results, the relationship between Summer, Kyle, and Claire becomes more intense. Summer's every move is aimed at drawing Kyle to her side, while Claire senses Kyle's changing feelings and can't help but worry about their future together. Each faces their own difficult decisions, and in the meantime, Phyllis and Sharon continue to fight for survival, putting even more pressure on their loved ones. Can Chance rescue Phyllis and Sharon in time, or will the emotional connections on the Young and the Restless lead to unforeseen consequences? On Young and the Restless, the story continues to escalate, as Phyllis and Sharon remain captives. After a series of events, everyone is waiting for answers about the identity of the killer and whether their loved ones will be able to rescue Phyllis and Sharon in time. New clues and the race to the end. Chancellor's investigation is reaching a critical turning point. He, Billy Abbott and Nick Newman focus on a new clue they have just discovered, which could be the key to leading them to Phyllis and Sharon's whereabouts. This clue is not just a hint but a clear indication, making all three men feel hope rising in their desperation. Every passing minute is a race against time, and Billy, unable to sit still, decides to jump into Nick's car. The two men, with uncompromising determination, speed up the dangerous trail, hoping to reach Phyllis and Sharon in time. With the situation tense and everything pushing towards the extreme, Nick and Billy must work quickly and efficiently to not miss any trace. They know that time is running out, and the fact that Phyllis and Sharon are still in the hands of the kidnapper makes them feel more pressured than ever. The doors of hope begin to open, and they can almost hear Phyllis and Sharon's hearts pounding in despair. Will they be able to reach the women they love in time this time? Hope's rising. Will Phyllis and Sharon find freedom? The big question is whether Phyllis and Sharon will regain their freedom during the week of March 17th to 21st. Both have faced terrible ordeals during their captivity, but signs of hope are beginning to appear. Sharon and Phyllis not only have to fight off their captors, but also face exhaustion and worries about the future. However, thoughts of family and friends are still the motivation for them to not give up, even in the most difficult of circumstances. Phyllis and Sharon know that sooner or later they will be reunited with their loved ones, and the truth will be revealed. A sense of relief gradually appears in their hearts, as they realize that everything will end, and life will return to normal. But they also know that what happened will not be easily forgotten, and the deep wounds may take time to heal. The kidnapper revealed. A manhunt that seemed lost. Everything seems to be coming to an end when the identity of the kidnapper is finally revealed. In fact, the person who caused this suffering to Phyllis and Sharon is none other than Alan, but the story does not end there. The clues continue to pile up, and it seems that Alan is not who everyone thinks. There is a hint that Alan may actually be his twin brother, Martin, a man with antisocial personality disorder, who switched places with Alan one last time in Paris. The story becomes even more complicated when family members like Tracy face a huge shock. Tracy, who loved her brother Alan dearly, now has to face the heartbreaking truth that the man she thought was Alan is actually Martin. This truth may completely destroy Tracy, because she cannot believe that she has been deceived all this time. This is a huge shock not only for Tracy but also for the entire family, when they realize that what they knew about Alan was just part of a dangerous psychological game created by Martin. Sharon and Phyllis, victims of a bloody experiment. One of the big secrets that Sharon and Phyllis will eventually discover is that they were used as part of a giant therapy experiment that Martin had orchestrated. Martin, who had a fascination with bizarre psychological experiments, used Phyllis and Sharon as test subjects for his plan. However, the plan failed miserably, because Martin's machinations could not be hidden forever. As Sharon and Phyllis gradually come to terms with this truth, they are faced with not only physical suffering but also a painful emotional betrayal. They realize that everything they have been through is not just a simple survival life but part of a brutal game that Martin has created. Martin's plan fails to make Sharon and Phyllis's situation more dangerous than ever, as they not only have to escape, but also face a dangerous enemy they never expected. Waiting for the end, will the truth be revealed? While everything is still very ambiguous, one thing is certain: this story will come to a dramatic and surprising conclusion. The identity of Phyllis and Sharon's kidnapper will eventually be revealed, but the big question is whether everyone can stop Martin's further actions. With the help of Billy, Nick, and Chance, hopefully the kidnapper will be caught and the women can find freedom. Everything is still very complicated and unpredictable, but one thing is certain: Phyllis and Sharon's lives will never be the same. The truth has been revealed, and their loved ones will do everything they can to bring them home. But while things are still unclear, all we can do is sit back and wait, because Phyllis and Sharon's story isn't over yet. Subscribe to YNR for the latest news.